What was your first experience with Death Row?
With Death Row
Or well, with Snoop and Death Row,
no,
the
man,
tour?
no, it's crazy because in the beginning, it was our family. There wasn't any dramatizing situations outside of the camp. It wasn't like that. It was all family oriented. Suge was Suge, and he knew what he wanted, and Snoop he knew what he wanted to do, and Dre knew what he wanted to do, and they were just all about hustling and making money at that time. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. When we got on the road, there were some situations though. That's when things started to change. When we got on the road, some things started to change at that point.
Now you're on tour. This is one of probably the biggest hip hop tour to date, with probably the newest stars. Chronic is dropped.
This is
the Chronic pre-tour.
This was when Chronic was, G Thing had just came out, and they were, it was a Chronic the promotion tour, the promo tour, and it was
the album wasn't out yet, just the single.
The single.
What was the first encounter of violence that you had, or seen with them?
I mean, it just early on. I mean, just going through crowds was when things started to get out of hand a little bit, and I noticed that because there was a lot of grabbing, and I was very protective over Snoop. I didn't let too many people get next to him anyway. Just even in camp, they used to make fun of me. It's like, oh, Malik, he always put his arm up, but I didn't like a lot of close contact with him anyway. Especially because he's so tall. So Snoop is tall, and then I wanted to make sure that he was always, there wasn't any type of radius within his realm. So I wanted to get him in and out of clubs, in and out of scenes, in and out of situations. And back then, mobs were very big. So once, stars come out, people are trying to mob, just try to get to you. And so that turned into a couple situations. And that was the first where we, minor, altercations that we had. And then things started to escalate a couple times before.
Okay, what happened the first time?
Which one?
Well, the first encounter that you said.
Oh, no, no, we just had all the small things, just trying to get them out of things. But the first major encounter, we were in Miami, and there was a situation where a fight had broke out and had nothing to do with the Death Row camp, and I was trying to get Snoop out of there. So we got him into a limousine, and I remember somebody tried to, get into the car and try to grab him, and, we had to, make sure that he was released.
So some random guy that you guys had no idea was just trying to get in the car with Snoop?
He was trying to, they were jumping, man, and trying to...
Were they trying to fight him or just trying to hang out with him on some fan stuff?
My job is not to take a chance. If there's anything that's coming at my client or, the person that I'm protecting, I have to diffuse the situation and get him out of there. So all I saw was, I got my guy in the car and hands are flying in, so I had to make sure that he was safe and then get out of there.
Right, yeah. Okay. And so how long did the promo tour last?
That tour, that was a 2-week tour. It was awesome. It was awesome. And that's when you really got to see the stardom of Snoop, because you have to remember he was just coming off of Deep Cover, and but just to see the performance and the way that Suge carried and made us work was incredible. I mean, it was like a football team. It was incredible. Just the work ethic was crazy. The stage presentation, the performances, the camaraderie. It was real. It wasn't like everybody thinks that it was. It wasn't like that, especially in the beginning at all.
And what was there any other big situations during that tour?
Yeah, there were. I mean, we went to Chicago. A couple things that happened. The biggest, like when we go to hotels, man, and they find out that we're in the hotels, and the drama starts in the hotels. A lot of times we got blamed for it. So we would never. Snoop. It was never disclosed what room he was in, what floor he was on, anything like that. Him and Dre. People really didn't know Snoop too much, but they knew Dre, right? They knew Dr. Dre was there, and so a lot of times, the floor that we were on would be going crazy, and so the management thought it was us, So me and a couple other bodyguards, we would go outside and try to make sure everything was cool and try to, tell the rowdy guy, hey, look, you need to kind of keep it quiet. And a lot of times they didn't take that too kindly and tried to do some things they shouldn't have tried to do, and and
So you guys had
they got dealt
fight a
with.
couple guys?
Oh, definitely. That was the norm.
Was Snoop involved in these too?
Oh no, it was never Snoop. Never.
Snoop never got involved?
Nah, he never got involved. There wasn't a chance for that. He was always well surrounded and well protected.
It was just you?
It was
Or
me.
you and some of his homeboys? Or
No. For me, I was Snoop's personal bodyguard, but they had security, so I was his personal bodyguard. I was with him 24/7.
Okay.
That was my guy. I mean, we were together all the time.
Okay. I interviewed Danny Boy,
Yeah.
and he told me his first encounter with Death Row, they went into a... What were some of the first things you did once you got on Death Row?
Wow. I think we came to Las Vegas, Nevada. We came to some type of award show, and I think it was actually the first award show, whatever show it was their first attempt at trying this award show. And I'm a church boy from the west side of Chicago. I had been around, a lot of street dudes because I grew up, in the hood. But once I got to LA and we came to Las Vegas, they came here, and I had an opportunity to see Death Row, the real Death Row, I should say. Like right up front, real close.
Can you talk about what happened?
I mean, it was some dude got on the stage and, he was throwing up some gang signs, and some of Suge homies walked up while they were filming and beat him up while they was filming. I mean, to be somebody that I was used to talent shows from the city of Chicago, all around the city that I had done, but, to see somebody fighting at the damn award show.
They were performing at an award
Yeah,
show?
the awards was filming. They was like right in the moment. And whoever this dude was, went up there and started doing some gangbanging stuff, and some of Suge homies went up there and actually jumped on him.
Did it mess up the award show?
Yeah, I think the awards was over then. I think that was the beginning of me getting an opportunity to see Death Row being asked, would you please leave? Would you please leave?
Would you please
leave? That was a hard thing to kind of ask Suge Knight at that time. Could you leave? So that was pretty much of a task as well, if I could remember.
Okay. Who all was there from Death Row?
I mean, everybody was there.
Pac,
When I had,
Snoop, everybody?
not Pac. Tupac.
Oh, that was before Pac.
When I got to Death Row, Tupac.
How old were you at this time?
I was 15, about to turn 16 years old.
So at 15, 16 years old, you're with Death Row.
Yes.
And your first experience with them is they jump on stage.
They beating the hell out of somebody on stage.
What were you thinking at that time?
What in the fuck did I sign up for? What did I just sign up for? Where am I? I need to go home. I was thinking of a whole lot of things, actually. But, it kind of gave me an adrenaline rush as well, because it reminded me of being in Chicago.
I asked him, like, what were you thinking? He was like, oh my God, what'd I get myself into?
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it, man. That's how it was. Because I had no idea. You have to remember, I'm coming from Iowa, man. I had no idea, what was going on.